Hey, I'm Rob.
Hey, I'm David.
Hey, I'm Joseph.
We're Life of Dillon. We're hanging out with Rob at Front Row Live Entertainment.
Man, from that first day to now, looking outside, looking what you guys have done, I want to know what that was all about. You know, that first main stage that you guys hit on a festival.
I mean, that was what, Lansing? Yeah, that was insane. Or are you talking about Sweet Life? Because there was one. There was
Just your life in general, man. Like that whole like.
There's been a few. But you know, it's experiences. Like we're just using it to help us get to the next step, get to the next step. Like now, this is all of it. Like we're learning all the time. We've never done a tour before. We never, let alone on a bus, like around America. Like that's insane. And it's all just, it's incredible. Like it's mind blowing. Like, you know, a year ago we were like, what, stuck at home, like making music, not knowing what we were gonna.
You guys were trying to figure out how you're gonna get paid, and you know how you guys are gonna pay rent.
A year ago, like almost exactly now, last year, we were like, oh shit, we have to get out the house by the end of summer. We need to make something happen, and we started. That's when we started emailing people. So it feels good. Feels good to be out here.
And just walking in here, seeing that crowd, and that's just here. I can only imagine what it was on the other dates. And then last night, you guys did a TV appearance. Like you guys are all over the place right now.
That was amazing. We got to see the backstage experience. You know, it was so weird, like watching the show as it was kind of filming and, you know, doing takes, and then we see it again, and you know, the night later kind of thing. Like it's so strange, but yeah, we got to see like the green room. Got to see the other, you know, Judd Apatow go into his room, and all of those guys like that were on the show. It was just like super cool.
Shout out to James Corden for having us on the show, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. Like. James, like, oh, dude, if you're watching, I mean, if you're there, thank you.
If you are, I'd be really excited. By the way, also.
Yeah, it's like Robert's like, if you are, Joe, please, I could work on that show. Like, yeah.
But I mean, just performing there, what was that like? Knowing that you're being watched by I don't know how many viewers out there, it's national TV.
I don't think we get caught up too much in the numbers side of it, because that can like cloud your judgment and maybe put pressure on you. So we just focus on the performance and do it like we do every show.
Yeah,
just like get into it.
Much easier to do it like in the studio session, like when there's like a few people in there, than when you go out and there's like Paso Robles where there's like 10,000 people or whatever. Like that was insane. That was like a few days ago. It was nuts.
And there's so many lights and stuff that you can't even see the audience. You're totally blinded. Just like play, just hope you don't make any mistakes. And like, yeah,
there's like 1,000 lights going around the whole time. You're like, what's going on?
I'm about to have an epileptic fit up in here, you know. Like, but yeah, you know, it was really good, really good.
Now, when we last talked, the EP was still, you know, a work in progress. It's out now. Everybody keeps talking about it. I see nothing but great reviews on it. What's been the biggest compliment that you guys have received for Prologue EP?
That it's bloody amazing. No, I don't know. People just generally tend to like it, and I think that's the most amazing thing, you know, that we spent so much time working on something, we put our hearts and souls into it, and never was sure whether it was actually going to see the light of day. And you know, there's people around the country and abroad which are, you know, loving it. So, and they hit us up on Twitter at Life of Dillon, and you know, it's crazy, it's fun.
Saying that it like stands out. We had someone tell us the other day that they listen to thousands and thousands of albums every year, and ours was one of the ones that they picked out and think, wow, this is actually some, you know, it's good, you know, they enjoyed it, and it's reaching like different ages as well. Like when we go to the shows, it's not just like the kids our age or the younger, but like parents are really enjoying it, I guess, because there's like acoustic elements in there that they can kind of relate to when they were listening to music back when.
And I'm sure part of it was, and this happened to me when we were shooting the acoustic, when you started singing for Bluebirds, I was like, where'd that voice come from? So I know, like, I love the fact that all three of you guys do your singing, all three of you guys play music, but it's like, it's different vocals, it's different styles for every song, and I think that's what's like making the record pop out a little.
Kind of hit or whatever we're trying to make is like, maybe there might be a touch of like Afrobeat in one song, that's the main element that everything else is around, or maybe something that's more country that everything else kind of goes around, but in everything there's kind of a piece of, you know, Afro, you know,
for sure. Like, you know, I think one of the biggest Twitter, you know, sort of compliments I saw out there was just like, wow, this is just a huge mishmash of different genres. You know, how do you make it work? You know what I mean? Like, and that was for me. It was like, thank you. Yes, it is.
And we try and keep it different, you know, because we're coming from that writing background where, you know, people say, oh, we want you to write a song like this or a song like that. So we're like malleable, and we try and just pull from different spaces, you know, to make our own thing, you know. So it's.
So with that being said, like when you guys were in the studio, for example, when you guys wrote Dream, how did that, how was that writing session? Not necessarily what it is about, but like how was that writing session?
So we were up in the attic.
Yeah.
We were just doing what we do. Like it was just another day.
Ideas from our libraries in our head. Like Joe has like a bunch of lyrical ideas. Like I'll have a bunch of riffs. Rob's already got beats on the go, and we just kind of jam for a little bit, usually at the start. And if we have something by the end of the session, we'll roll.
I remember,
we'll roll with it.
You were playing that guitar riff, and I was like, that's so sick. And then we started laying a drum beat, and then we started
Coming up with the
melodies and stuff. Yeah, exactly.
And I remember the line. The first line was the last line of the chorus. If your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. And then sort of wrote the song around that because we wanted to make something inspirational.
A lot of our writing tends to be backwards. Like we'll start with like an end point, and then you're like, okay, as you get to the beginning of the song, it's less important what you say, But get creative.
Like this might be a bit nerdy, but I think like songwriting is all about managing expectations. You can have the best verse in the world, but the song is gonna suck if it's not as good as the chorus. So you kind of it's about managing expectation. There is a science to it, and you learn it's like the more you write. So we started with the chorus and then worked our way back.
And vocals wise, how do you know when you're gonna sing? How do you know when you're gonna sing? How do you know when you're gonna sing? Bluebirds, how did you guys work that one out?
I think I just laid something down and it sounded good, and because we've written so many songs and so many things, we always try like a different thing with our vocal, and it's really important for like vocals to stand out. Like when people hear them, they're like, oh, I haven't heard that before. And it can be honest, people will remember it. If we did the same thing every time, it would get really boring. So I'm sure like next time maybe I'll be doing that falsetto shit, really, or just something different, and we try it, and that's how it came about. We have a catalogue of music. Joe sings a couple different voices, Rob sings in different voices, I sing in different voices, and we just kind of pick the best songs out.
I remember when we were writing Bluebirds, it was just jamming, like we didn't think too much about it. We would just lay it down, because we're not in a big studio with like the expensive desks, and you're paying by the hour. It's just like our laptop mic and the little gear that we have. There's no pressure, so it's like just do whatever, and I think that's when you come out with something really great. Because if you're in there thinking, okay, I need to come out with a hit by the end of today because I'm paying £100 for this session, then that's on your mind instead of just letting it flow out.
You guys still have a lot more music that hasn't been released out. What was it about these 5 songs that you guys chose that were like, okay, we have to get these out now?
I think it was just they're all bubbly, upbeat, maybe apart from Bluebirds, but it's also like we also wanted to save some, to be able to like have more to bring out as well. Like we didn't just pick like the 5 best songs or anything like that,
I think it was kind of, we gave the label, because we were working with the label, we gave them a lot of music. We gave them like 30 songs, and to be honest, we were kind of like, do your thing. And some of the ones they picked, I think we picked a couple and put them together. So it was kind of like a team effort. They know what people will respond to. But we just like to make music, and we'll just keep making it. And if people like it, we'll keep making it.
The way that it's going right now, you guys are not going to stop for a long time. So you better not stop for a long time, actually. So this tour right now, what has been the best date so far? It's crazy outside, but like I said, it's probably crazier somewhere else.
For sure. I think best show was definitely Denver. Just the crowd was ridiculously responsive. They followed us, like a baby, I guess, and like a lemming, I don't know. They just followed us and, responded absolutely amazingly to everything. But the biggest crowd was Paso Robles, which was like amazing in its own way, just because there's so many people there, and when they scream, it's just like, this blinding thing.
That was our first state fair, actually. So I don't know if it was like 10,000 people, but it looked like 10,000 people. Yeah. And like you said, it's a lot of pressure because you're up there in front of all these people. You make one mistake, 10,000 people just saw you make that mistake, Yeah. I guess not as much pressure as the James Corden show, which is why I didn't ask how many people were viewing. But, it's just fun. You go out there, there's so many people to interact with, and there's always someone in the crowd that catches our eye, and then after the show, it's like, let's go meet them. Yeah. And we always go down and try and take pictures with people. Yeah. We do that, yeah.
Also, I think just like for me, like one of the harder things things is to be like talking to the crowd. You know, Joe is handling this really well right now, but like, you know, when it comes to my point and I'm just like, okay, I gotta say something now. I'm just like, I hope they laugh at this joke, because if they don't, then 10,000, I just like bombed in front of 10,000 people.
But that's funny
yeah.
too, because I'll make joke about that on stage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Then the joke's on me after that. So like, yeah, that makes it so much better.
Then you start singing and everything will be forgotten.
Right, yeah.
So it goes back to normal. Last time I wanted to ask you guys about the logo for Life of Dillon. What is the logo actually?
It's well, it's actually on my in-ears right there, if you can zoom in on that. But it's like a boy's head with antlers. I guess the idea behind it, we wanted that kind of DreamWorks looking Peter Pan, like, you know.
That's what I thought, Peter Pan.
Yeah, and
I think to be honest, we were just putting music out, and we didn't want it to be about us. We wanted it to be about the music. So we just wanted to, you know, have an image to go with it, and so we sat down. Yeah, we just like the idea of a silhouette, like DreamWorks. I thought DreamWorks was really cool because I can still watch like those cartoons as an adult and enjoy them. And I love the fact that they appeal to everybody, which is what I wanted our music to be. And besides that,
sorry,
the antlers stand out.
Yeah, grab life by the horns, right?
Yeah,
like,
there was that, and then there was just like the kind of, you know, the odd kid standing out. You know, just kind of be different. You know.
All right. Well, lastly, you know, this tour, once it ends, I think you guys are ready for your own headline tour. Any plans of that?
Yeah, there is actually.
Yeah.
Like, so after this, you know, we plan on, you know, in I guess September, October, coming back and doing a smaller, but you know, headlining tour. Yeah.
And first we're gonna go back to England, do some promo out there. You know, just let them hear us because they haven't really, you know, gotten to know us yet. Funny, and then we're gonna come back and yeah, it's all good. You know, it's all the same world. So.